Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another NIKKE reaction. Of course, keeping with the common theme of this past week, I'm going to get to another Christmas song, the one from NIKKE. This one's Neverland from Cosmograph. I've heard plenty of Cosmograph's music, so I kind of know roughly what to expect this time around, but I'm interested to hear what the event of Christmas will mean for that sound, because it could completely change it. So without further ado, let's go. Just right off the bat, okay. Ooh, already feeling a little jazzy. More like a funky kind of sound, I guess. Ooh. All right. Got another Christmas song that's kind of doing a city pop energy. Weird that it happened twice. This one's definitely more of a funk energy than the other one I'm referencing, but oh, this one's funky. Oh, I can get behind this one. It's an amazing hook too. I really love the way this one is just overall composed. Definitely one of the catchiest of this season for sure. This is the type of chorus that'll get stuck in your head. Ooh, kind of okay. I kind of didn't expect that transition down. Ooh, or that one. I really like that percussive pattern on this one. It's a simple beat, but I like the samples they're using. Oh yeah. I am gonna be singing this chorus to myself all night. Man. There's a few things in this one I want to point out specifically. Just certain things they're doing that kind of trip my trigger. I'm vibing too hard. Oh, love that bass drop at the end too. So the specific thing I wanted to mention that this song does that I love that Cosmograph did with this composition is used an and beat. And that's something I have talked about before, but it's been a while. So this is also known as the 3/4 trick or some other variant of that name. There's a billion ways to do this, to skip a beat, to be able to kind of freshen up the mind and basically subvert your expectations into expecting usually a 4 count and then removing one or more of those counts or even adding some at times in order to throw off the listener to feel like something different is happening in the song, usually used as a bridge or some sort of a transitional measure in the song. There's a great video by David Bennett for this if you want to get to the actual nitty-gritty of the music theory as to why this works and how it functions. I would recommend go watching that video because I wouldn't be able to do it nearly as good of justice by just talking about it here. And it's something that happens not too terribly often, but often enough that you can recognize it when it does. There are songs like I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett that does this, Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi does this, and a myriad of other songs, and this song is another one that utilizes this. Now, me calling this an and beat earlier is kind of a misnomer. I process it that way, but it's actually an A beat. It's on the instead of the and. So if you're counting 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, which is a very subdivided, more complex version of this rhythm of just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you know, you keep subdividing that, adding more beats, you get this neat moment where you have the and right before it hits the next whole number. So on a normal beat, and during most of the song, when the snare is being hit, it's on the third beat of a measure. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, and that's when the snare would hit. So 1, 2 snare and 1, 2 snare. I'm definitely not explaining this as well as I could be. I'm not a music theorist. I just understand things like this because I play them a bunch. But what's interesting with this one is that on that final measure, they don't do that. They skip it, and instead they put it right before that next measure. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4 with the snare, they actually hold it into that gap between the 3 and the 4. So if you were to break down that gap between the 3 and the 4, that's where that E and A part happens. It's kind of like breaking down words into syllables in a way. You basically divide further into that beat, and it allows for more playroom for you to be able to process what should be done when. So you get things that are a little bit more complex that you can perceive easier by breaking it down further between. So if you were to process it as like right here is the 3 and right here is the 4, the snare, instead of happening here, is happening here, right next to the 4, which is just how it's played through. So you, instead of hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's really cool. I don't know if you guys can hear the clapping. I hope you can. And again, watch the video by David. I am not doing this justice. I'm sure there are other people out there who have explained it better than me as well. I'm doing my best. That was just one aspect, and here I am going on forever about it. So the other song that I was referencing that was more city popish was actually Snow Parade from Arknights. That song does the city pop thing a little bit more straightforward. It's a lot more directly city pop, and this one was a little bit more of like a funk influence on top of that, like a funk fusion city pop. I really do like that energy. I've heard a lot of songs that have that sort of blend, and I will forever enjoy that sort of thing. City pop is one of my like guilty pleasure genres. I've always enjoyed it. I've never known entirely why. It's just one of those aesthetic vibes that lands well in my brain space, and doing cool things like skipping beats and adding those intrigues into the otherwise basic simple 4-count measures that most city pop are made out of. It allows that creative expression and that subversion of expectations to really shine through. And again, that's kind of a common thing in a lot of city pop. There are a lot of city pop songs that do exactly that, because there are a lot of songs that utilize that skipped beat in order to play with the listener's ear a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting to hear. So this song in general, just being a good song, is also due to that hook. That hook is absolutely fire. That chorus is nuts. It is so catchy. I don't know how Cosmograph wrote such a catchy chorus. I don't know what the inspiration was there, but this song didn't feel Christmassy really either. It didn't even really have any samples in it, similar to that other one from Arknights that I just mentioned, where it doesn't really sound too Christmassy. And that's intriguing to me when you hear a song that's like, this is a Christmas song for this Christmas event in winter. And this song really didn't have any of those traditional samples to utilize, or really any of the more stereotypical tropey Christmas things, even down to the samples of like sleigh bells and chimes. It did have a little bit, but they definitely felt more unique than the average ones. Like that beat that I was mentioning that I liked, and the kind of rhythm that was played in there, which is a standard rhythm, was played on what sounded more like cowbells or wood blocks, and that was a different sound that I'm not used to hearing related to Christmas. So it's like, okay, cool. That's different. And I really like it when people take those liberties and the freedom of just express the holiday in your own way. I think this song did that phenomenally well, and that Cosmograph hit it out of the park with just feeling like the season, not so much the holiday. And I've got to appreciate the work that probably went into making a song feel somewhat connected, but not directly pandering to this holiday. But given I definitely went off too long about the whole theory thing and the whole beat rhythm aspect, I'm going to cut it there. I just like this song. I think it's easy enough just to say that, and I think otherwise I've said what I wanted to at large. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you like this video and you like seeing me nerd out about music stuff and you want to see more of it, you know how to follow me and support me and all that. And if you want me to listen to anything specific, leave it down below in a comment and I will do my best to get to it. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!